Hello and welcome to Steph Time. It's me, Stephanie, here live with you to make some crafty cocktails. I see you guys in chat. Hello Lord Tony, Lena, Serena, Izzy, Sun King, Abacadabra, and Doc. Hi, it's so good to see you all. Today I wanted to start this crafty hour with you guys with one of my favorite drinks. It's called the Mrs. 404, which gotta represent. It's got the area code from Atlanta, and there's a Mrs. and a Mr. version because Mrs. has gin and Mr. has vodka. Well, I put the little recipe down in the description box below if you want to make it alongside with me if you happen to have the ingredients. But I'm going to use my app that I swear by called Highball. It's pretty cool because I can like put all my favorite cocktails. But I need to make 2 today, and this is like not sponsored or anything. I just genuinely do love this app. Will you guys let me know if the levels sound good? Cool. Just let me know if everything's good. All right, so what's nice on here is I can go in there and say quantity 2 because I have a very special helper with me here today who also deserves a drink. Shouts out to my husband for helping me today. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start out with, I'm making 2, so you would need to do half this if you're just doing 1. We're gonna do 3 ounces of gin. I've got my Empress gin here. I love it. Not only does it taste wonderful, but it's beautiful as well. It also is made with butterfly pea flower, so it reacts with citrus. It like turns pink when you add lemon juice, which is pretty cool. Oh, also speaking of Alex, I left the lemon juice and the simple syrup in the fridge. Could you go grab it for me? I just remembered. Normally I would cut a lemon fresh, but I squeezed all my lemons into a little thing. So it is fresh, it's just in a bottle, just so you know. Okay, so I'm adding 3 ounces of gin. A friend of mine, or I guess a couple friends of mine who are very passionate about making cocktails, introduced me to this drink at a party a while ago, and I just like fell in love. It's the perfect mix of like sweet and sour. Thank you. And the simple syrup, it's in the clear bottle. It says brown simple syrup, brown sugar simple syrup, but it's just regular simple syrup. Okay, so I've added my 3 ounces of gin. Now I'm adding 1 ounce of aperol. I'm not a big aperitivo fan, but the aperol doesn't really, thank you, doesn't really like, it's not the leading flavor in this, so it's a nice little kick, but it's not too crazy. All right, we've got 1 ounce of that. I'm gonna do 1 ounce simple syrup. I guess you would do all the alcohol first, but I don't know, this is just how it is in here. Okay, 1 ounce simple syrup. Oh, and normally I would do a garnish on this, which would have been cool, but I don't have any lemons, like I said. So we're just gonna pretend like I did, or my super helpful helper could go get the little dehydrated citruses I need at some point. I don't know, just an idea. Okay, next we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of lemon. Again, this is fresh, don't come for me. I'm doing 1.5. It's so fresh, it has a seed in there. It's clogging it. Okay. Oh no, look, it's literally like stuck in there. Okay. All right, we got what we need, hopefully. It doesn't explode. Thank you. All right, 1.5 ounces of lemon. And then our last, ooh, yeah, I wish you guys could see this, though it's like in here, so you can't really. But all that purple gin just turned a really nice color pink. But the aperol kind of makes it hard to tell anyways, so, because it's red. Okay, next, and the final ingredient is the elderflower syrup. We're doing 1.5 ounces. All right. And then we're just going to add it to a cocktail shaker with ice and shake that real nice. That was crazy noise. Oh, I'm so sorry if this is loud. Oh, volume warning. You basically want to shake until it's too cold to continue shaking on your hands. That's how you know it's done. Okay, also, oh, and this is when I'm just like, ow, my hands hurt so bad. Okay, I would normally double strain this, but apparently there's a lot of things I forgot, and I don't feel like making my helper go and get that. Okay, it's gonna be fine. Usually we just double strain it because you use citrus. Oops, sorry. But it's totally not necessary. All right, time to pour these babies up. It's a beautiful pink color. And for some reason, and maybe my math on this is all off, but I don't really mind. It usually makes enough for like 1.5 coops. So it's fine. It's just more drink for later. Penny wants to drink, but she can't because she's a cat. Okay, I've got my cute little dehydrated citrus here in lieu of a lemon twist because I don't have one. I'm just gonna put that on there. So cute. All right, and that is the Mrs. 404. It is sweet, it is a little bit sour, it is delicious, and it's one of my favorite drinks. So yeah, here you go. Cheers, Alex. All right, wait, cheers. Oh, don't spill it.
I spilled it.
That is delicious. It's nice and refreshing. And I feel like you don't need too much, or at least these are kind of like staples for your, what do you call it? Like a cocktail counter. No, it's a, what's it called? Bar cart. So I'm going to take my cocktail over there, and then we're gonna do some crocheting. And thank you guys for participating in my first ever crafty cocktail. All right, let's head over there. I'm gonna bring my things, don't mind me. Wow, movie magic. How does she do it? Where does she go? Right here. Hello, and welcome to this side of the room. It is really nice to have you here. And yeah, I've been crocheting because one craft is never enough. And I've been doing these little daisies. I followed a tutorial from YouTube because that's how I learn everything, but they've been really fun. I've also been watching playthroughs of Until Dawn on YouTube, because that's my favorite way to procrastinate the other work I'm actually supposed to be doing, is pick up an entirely new craft and watch other people play video games. So while we all take a little sip of whatever we have to drink, whether it be a cocktail, some water to stay hydrated, or a beverage of your choice, what are you guys up to? And I'll give you guys a moment to let me know. While I answer some of these questions. Who's that standing next to me? That would be my dress form wearing an outfit that I made. Wouldn't that be crazy if that was just like, I don't know, a bodyguard? Wow, amazing camera work. Shouts out to my husband. He only does it for a living, so. He does spoil me. Yes, he does. What time is it right now? It is 5:14 p.m. in the Eastern time zone. Oh man, the camera's gonna get all wobbly if you keep giving him drinks. Well, good thing this one's a lock off. What else? Field trip through the house. Maybe next time. Perhaps next time. Whoa, it's 11:13 in Belgium. That's so cool. That's so cool we're existing at the same time, but it's a different time, you know what I mean? What else? Sipping a smoothie and petting my cat. So fun. Oh look, it is me, the cameraman. My cameraman has made it into the chat. Hello. Oh, Shreya said they just finished sewing up their first Monroe turtleneck. Great first turtleneck pattern. It's free, so you can't really beat that. What's the next craft I'd like to learn? I've been eyeing a rigid heddle loom to do some weaving. I've done a little bit of tapestry weaving, but nothing too serious yet. But those rigid heddle looms are like, I don't know, like $300. So I was like, oh, I don't know about that. How do you find time to do so much sewing and crafting in? It's amazing. Well, to be honest, I currently don't work full time, so I do a bunch of freelance work, and when I'm not working, I pretty much treat this like full-time work. So that's how I have the time. Also, it has always served to me as like a good release of stress, a way to like kind of zone out and do something that makes me feel productive but is also fun. And also I just like watch a lot of TV while I do it, so it doesn't really feel like work. Sarah said, hi from Italy. I'm watching this to wind down before bed. Love your content. Oh, well, I'm very happy you're here. I hope this puts you right to sleep. And this is Rayvette, by the way. You may remember me. Hello, hello. All right, so let's get into it. Like I said, I literally started crocheting like 2 days ago, so I'm not a professional by any means, but I have been having fun doing it. As you can see, wait, I have some more up here. So I started with these kind of regular, really, really basic ones. And I do like these, but I was like, you know, it would be cooler is if we added some, sorry, my chair is so loud, sorry. Some little flowers. And I was just kind of like trying out some yarns I had. But I thought it would be cute to, you know, now that I've done a few of these, like it would obviously be cute to just do like them all together. But I was thinking it'd be fun to do, I don't know, like this, and then like this, I don't know. I'm just gonna make a bunch and see how it looks. The daisy tutorial, let me look and see because I do want to properly credit, because it was super easy to learn. I think also this creator, her name is Melanie Ham, she actually recently passed away, but she has amazing tutorials. She's super helpful and, you know, so sweet and easy to follow. So it's the Daisy Granny Square Crochet Tutorial by Melanie Ham. And yeah, it's great. It was really helpful for me personally. And yeah, so let's just do one. I have all these. You start by making all the centers of the little thing. And they're super easy. Let me just show you like how to do a whole one in case you guys have your, that's a horrible sound. Okay, I've got my 3 yarns over here. And is this like, why is this so big? I don't know. I get a lot of yarn from the thrift store, and I had a bunch from my grandma, and I think this one's like, I don't know, 1960s. It's from Kmart, rest in peace. And yeah, so the best tool is the one you got, right? So I'm doing like this kind of tan in the center. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do a magic circle. And so you're going to start by wrapping it around your fingers. Oops. And then kind of like cross it over. So it's crossed over like this. And you go under, grab this, and then grab that yarn again and pull through. And it's kind of like you're creating a slip knot, but with this little tail. So now this is the magic loop, and we're gonna like create some knots around it and then be able to pull this at the very end. I'll show you guys one more time. Let me see if I can just get in there. All right. So I'm doing this. Wow, this is like the most beautiful up close shot I've ever seen. On my channel. I don't mean to say that about every channel. Oh God, I made it too tight. Oh God, okay. So this is what we're working with. Penny. I'm gonna zoom it out just a tad so I have a little bit more space to work with. Okay, so now what we're going to do, oh my gosh, I have to remember the name of all these knots. Okay. This is gonna be the worst tutorial because I just learned, so we're just gonna follow along. If you know the names of these knots, let me know. Is this like a hangout more than a tutorial? Okay, so basically we're gonna go under, we're going to yarn over and go under, yarn over and pull through. We're gonna go under, yarn over, and then go under, yarn over and pull through. And we're gonna do this 8 times. And we are also putting those loops over not only the circle, but the tail that we left, okay? Oh, geez, okay. So we're gonna go under, yarn over, go under again, yarn over and pull through. And if you're like, oh no, how many times did I do it? Hello, Michelle. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just count those little 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just gonna do 4 more really fast. I don't know why, you know how you'll ever like work on a project or have memories associated with what you were doing at the time? Now, since I've been watching a playthrough of Until Dawn while doing this, it's like I have a Pavlovian effect, or Pavlovian response to this, making me want to watch someone play Until Dawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now that we've got 8 on here, we're gonna leave that on our hook. Oops. Okay. Then we're just gonna pull this. Oh. Hello, lady. What? I did. It's on a delay. Okay, well, hello to you too. While this is much more riveting content than crocheting, I do want to show you guys how to connect this magic loop when you get to the end. Okay. All right, so here we are. I've pulled this tight, so now it's made a loop, and we're just gonna go under the first loop that we made. And we're gonna pull, we're gonna yarn over and then pull it through. Eep, made it a little bit too tight. So just imagine this went really seamlessly, and see how now I'm through that first loop that we made. I'm gonna get some yarn. Oh geez, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible tutorialist. Okay, we're gonna try that again. We're gonna go through, and then now I have this. I've pulled that yarn through the loop, and then I'm gonna pull through again. So we've created our center, and if we're gonna be using different colors, what we'll do at this point is just cut our working yarn, pull this loop up and pull our hook out, and put that yarn through the hole, and then that's the start of one. And then we just like toss it to the side, and lady has never done this. I don't know what she's doing, but I like it. Hello. Okay. So there was a question in chat. Have you ever knitted, or do you stick to crochet? I used to crochet, but have been playing with loom knitting. Like I said, this is really the first crochet project I've picked up in quite a while. I used to crochet when I was younger. Sorry, what are you doing? Oh, just bathing yourself. Okay. Used to crochet when I was younger, dropped it, haven't done anything with it until like 2 days ago. I tried to crochet something like a month ago and then got frustrated and gave up. But I was re-inspired and tried again, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And yes, I have done quite a bit of knitting. You're gonna stay up there? Okay. Let me grab some knitwear pieces I've recently made to show you. I'll be right back. Lady, you got this. See, y'all can't see that I'm now walking around the house. I have to go get my patchwork sweater. That's what the people want. Okay, I'm on my way back. Lady, what did you tell the people? Okay. So, recently I finished this, which is like one of my favorite pieces ever. It's a pattern I wrote myself. It's a design I made myself. It's called like the little cubic vest, and I want to release it as a pattern because I think it'd be so cute. It took forever to do because it's literally on my smallest needle size with my smallest yarn. The green is cotton and the rest is like acrylic, but they were all thrifted. Funny story about this is I got to about here and ran out of yarn, but the yarn was discontinued. So I had to go on Ravelry, which is like a yarn arts website, and had to find someone that had this yarn in this color in their stash, and I bought it off of them. So we'll just leave that one here. This is another one I did last summer. It's called the Swift Tank. It's like a little crop number. This was a lot of fun. It also took a long time because it's a little bit smaller, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Here's a vest I made, or like a vest. This is the holiday slipover, and this was also made with like some thrifted yarn, which is pretty cool. And sorry, now I'm just giving you guys a tour. And this is probably like my favorite thing I've ever made. It's this patchwork sweater. I did kind of use a pattern, the patchwork pullover by A.K. Shayna, but I ended up making quite a few mods and I really love it. So that was the long answer to your short question of have I knit? And the answer is yes, and crochet is actually quite new to me. All right, I'm gonna read through some of your comments really fast. Sing us a lullaby. I'll leave that to Lady. Lady's the singer. Roan Priyaza said, I just made the Million Buttons dress by Daria Pattern Making. Okay, this one is on my list. Can you tell me how it went for you? Because I'm actually quite intimidated by all the fabric covered buttons. But it was on my list to make, and I think it's really pretty. How's the SMB gang? SMB gang is great. We still see each other and hang out and love each other like fam. Love them. Blah, 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 blah. This is a special moment with Lady. She's never done this, but I'll take it. Can Lady do a Q&A? Let's see if she wants to say anything. Oh, no, my mic is too wrapped up. Lady, do you have anything to say to the people? All right, and that was her interview. Let's see. How often do I sew? And I got a lot done last year. Yeah, I definitely got a lot done last year. I think I probably sew, you know, once or twice a week. It's a very good form of relaxation for me. Lady. And last year I did quite a lot, and that is partially due to the fact that like I just had a lot of projects I wanted to work on. I was feeling really inspired, but I also did a lot of testing other people's sewing patterns, so I had deadlines and, you know, was definitely encouraged to make more. Lady, what is your problem, dude? Look at her, she's gonna ruin my chairs. But yeah, that's why I made so much last year, and was definitely learning a lot too. Like when you test other people's patterns, you're just gonna run into new techniques or more problems, you're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone, and that happened a lot with me last year. And because they had due dates, you know, I kind of had to finish them. And thank you. Yeah, I love my knit stuff. I have a few other pieces too, but and Michelle said the Swift tank would look good over an oversized button up. Yeah, I'm like still trying to learn how to style all these pieces just because I don't know. I think I'm like still learning how to layer properly. But anyways, okay. So we have created the center part of our daisy granny square. So next we're going to make our petals, which I'm going to make in this white yarn. Oh, that's so good to hear about the fabric covered buttons. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. I love, I've done the Rose Cafe Bustier by Daria Pattern Making, and it, you know, it was pretty straightforward as well, so that's definitely good to hear. Okay. So we're going to go through these holes and do some loop-de-loops. So we're going to go through here, and the reason we're not starting where our yarn ended is just because it's going to be easier to start here in general. So we're going to pull our yarn through, and we're going to tie a little knot. This is just how you connect yarn, different colors as you go. So we're going to go through that same hole, and then we're going to pull that yarn through, and then we're going to do 3. So now we have 3 little loops, and then we're going to do like 5 half double crochets, which if you're like me, means not much, but I'll show you how to do it. So you're going to yarn over, which is basically just like putting the yarn on top of your hook. We're going to go in through that same hole. We're going to grab that yarn over again and pull through, and then we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 of those loops. So now the reason it's a half double crochet is because a double crochet would mean that you would yarn over again and pull through again, but we're not going to do that. We're going to yarn over, go into that same hole, yarn over again, pull through, and then pull through just 2. And we're going to do this until we have 4 of these little double half crochets or half double crochets on our loop thing. So we got 1 more, and then since our first little line of stitches was our first one, that's 4, and then we're going to pull through, and then we're going to do 2 more. I don't know why I can't remember what this is called, what just like a loop thing. And I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to do that 8 times around until I'm done. So you're just going to go into that next loop. Make sure you don't skip it. And also make sure you're not holding onto the yarn too tight. I think I started out with like my tension was way too tight and made it very difficult. So kind of be loosey-goosey with it. Actually ended up going up in needle size to kind of force me to be looser. And that did help. Okay, so now I've got 4 again, and now I have, because I have the previous stitch on there, I've got 5 loops on my thing, and then I'm gonna yarn over and pull through. So now we've got 2 little petals. Pretty exciting, but we need a drink break. Remember, you're gonna do that 8 times around. But do you know what I got in the mail today that I was super excited about? Merit Beauty, which is a like clean, vegan, minimalist beauty brand, reached out to me about sending me some products. It's not sponsored, they just sent me free products to try out, and they had a new lipstick launch, and I love a nice, clean beauty makeup product. And they just released their like signature lipstick collection. I got this color. This one's called Tiger. And it is so cute. And what do you think? I was like constantly recommended this brand on Instagram, so the fact that they wanted to send me some products, I was like, sheesh, okay, let's get into my inbox. So thank you, Merit Beauty, for doing that. Just want to give them a little shout out. Because their new collection of lipsticks actually launched today. That's pretty cool. I'll tell you more about it if anybody cares to know, but I was just excited. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And what are y'all doing today? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Is there still music playing? No. Oh, it's just the end of a song. Okay. Cool. All right, so we've done 3. Just gonna quickly do a few more. I often at this point am like, okay, I've got 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make sure that I got my loops right, because last night I did a bunch of these and realized I had only done like 7 petals on each of them, and I had to redo all of them. So luckily crochet comes together pretty quickly. So unlike knitting, I feel like you can get so much more done in one sitting. Unless you're doing like really, really thick yarn with knitting. You know what I mean? Hey, Lord Tony, how are you? It's been a while. Oh my gosh, you're so right. It is Tuesday. I said it was Wednesday. Well, if that tells you where I'm at. I don't know what day of the week it is. And you are absolutely right. It is not Wednesday. But, you know, it's going to be Wednesday for some people soon. Ooh, Tony, yes, this is live. And Michelle, you did some trim work on your parents' house. That sounds super duper fun. Wait, there's a big delay. Let's see. Also, I'm like trying to crochet at the same time, so I might not be reading your comments immediately, but let me see how long would yeah, it's actually I'm in the future. Alrighty. Hello everybody. We have made our drink. This is the Mrs. 404. It is a gin-based drink with aperol and elderflower liqueur and some lemon and simple syrup. It is delicious. Hold on, because I know that there was still some in my shaker. And I hope that it's not just like totally melted. Do you need a top off? Yeah. Hold on, I'm helping out my my helper in the room. Okay. It's probably a little bit watered down, but I don't really care. Like I said, I think I need to redo my calculations on the recipe for that drink, or just pour it into a bigger cup. Depends on who you ask, I guess. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, Tony. I didn't remember that it's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Polo. Allergies. Yeah, Michelle is allergic to elderflower liqueur, which is a dang shame. Roan Priaza says, what do you think the advantages of crochet versus knitting are? I think in general, knitting looks a little bit more, I don't know. I don't want to be like elitist about knitting. I think knitting looks a little bit more like finished or professional, but it takes longer. And crochet, I think, just has a history of being a little bit more like relaxed and fun, and it just works up a lot faster. But you end up with something that has quite a bit of like holes in it. Obviously there are stitches that you can do that make it so that you don't have holes. But yeah, I think the main advantage of crochet is that it's faster. It's got a different type of look. It's easier to make shapes. And knitting, in my opinion, just tends to be a little bit more, I don't know, like professional looking. But that being said, I know how to do both now, and I like both. They're just different. What do you think that the pros and cons of knitting and crochet are? I can do that, says I need to download that Highball app. Y'all, I swear by that Highball app. It's so awesome because it has a, for those of you who missed the beginning, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, the Highball app is an app that I put all of my like cocktails in. So let me show you guys a little bit what I'm talking about. All right, so I've actually ordered mine by like type of liquor, but basically you can go to whatever you want, like today, the 404, and then it tells you the recipe, which you can import recipes from their thing, or you can add your own, or if you have a friend who's like, oh, I have this drink, and then you can just add it really quick. And then what's really nice is it's got ounces and milliliters depending on how you like to measure, and then you can change the quantity down here, which is like super duper cool. So if anybody downloads this app, I will also put the little, you can like export your little recipes, which is super fun. But yeah, I have quite a few that like I love in here. Love the app. This is not at all sponsored. I just legitimately love the app. It makes it really easy to, also if you just like want to make something for a friend and you're like, I have gin, but I don't remember what drinks, you can easily access them there and see what you like. Michelle does make a good point. Highball app is awesome, but it's for iPhone only. I don't know what to tell you. Denise says, hi, I'm Denise from Germany. I'm knitting at the moment for the first time. Hi, Denise. I'm so glad that you're here. What are you knitting? Please tell us more about it. I would love to know. Met says, hi from Denmark. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Here it is soon Wednesday, so you were almost right. Yes, it's Wednesday somewhere, right? It's definitely 5 o'clock somewhere here. So, Deepa says, I'm attaching the waistband on some free angle pants that look way too big for hubby. Wait, fremantle. Fremantle. I don't know what that means, but I believe that they'll be okay. I feel your pain though. Okay, so I'm on my last one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm just gonna go into that last hole using, I'll do it one more time for anybody who's actually following this, I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna yarn over, go into that last hole, pull it through, and we're doing half double crochets basically until we have 4 in our little petal. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. This yarn actually kind of like splits a lot, so it makes it kind of difficult, but okay. It's okay. All right, so now I've got 4 in this petal. As you can see, I've got 5 on the hook. So I'm just gonna yarn over and pull that through, all of them. And then I'm going to do that. And then we're gonna connect it to the previous petal by counting 1, 2, 3 up, going through that loop, and then just pulling through. All right, so now we finished our like inside part. We're gonna cut that and pull it through. All right, so now that we've ended up with this beautiful daisy, we now need to do our background, and we are gonna do that by taking our green yarn, which is here. Wait, I gotta check in. Where did I get my chair? Okay, story about the chairs. Don't mind, it's a little bit dirty right there, but don't even pretend like it didn't even happen. I got the chairs on Facebook Marketplace. They match the chairs. Is this camera still on over there, Alex? Never mind. At the beginning of the stream, I showed some chairs over there. It basically came with two kind of like office chairs and one desk chair, which is this one. Got it on Facebook Marketplace, but I had a chair before that was kind of hobbled together because it was a mix of like a vintage chair and a modern base, and it was just so uncomfortable. It was like I hated sitting in it. And this one I can actually like lean back in, so it's really nice. I like it a lot. Okay, Lord Tony says, I'd love to watch, but I'm going to live myself on Twitch. So if you're bored of this stream, you can always go and watch Lord Tony's stream. Rowan said, I've never crocheted, but I do think knitting looks better in garments, and that's what I like making. I totally agree. I have no idea. Oh, and they also said currently knitting the Whitmore cardigan. That's so awesome. I definitely agree with you. I can't really see myself making, you know, and I say this, I might change my mind, making something like a cardigan out of this, but I do think it would make a very cute blanket or like a baby blanket or something. You know, I think for me it's just like having fun. I've also thrifted a lot of yarn, so it's given me a really good way to spin that yarn. And it keeps my hands busy. And like I said before, there's lots of other things that I should probably be doing, but I'm not. And so at least when I do this, it makes me feel productive and tricks my brain into thinking that it's okay that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're still being productive. You know what I mean? So now let's do the background on these. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this yarn through this little gap that we made. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Oh, wait, I did. I said it's like you do a petal before, and then you pull it through, and then you chain two, and then you do the next petal. So there's a little gap in between each little petal where we've chained two. So that's where we're going to, I don't know anybody who's having a baby, but could be a baby blanket. Michelle's in the chat's freaking out thinking I need a baby blanket for myself. Maybe it's just a cat blanket. I'm literally drinking a cocktail. Rowan says, do you have any knitting or sewing buddies? I definitely have, you know, a handful of friends that love to craft. In terms of crafting together, I have a friend, Katie, who we just finished up a quilt coat for her. She just recently got a sewing machine, so I think that she'll come over at some point and bring her sewing machine, and we will, you know, sew together. I have kind of a knitting group, actually. If any of you guys are here from Adult Swim, I meet up with two of my old coworkers, Sally and Lauren, and we do like a little knitting club and get some tea or coffee, and that's really nice. We need to do that soon. And I mean, I have lots of friends. I mean, Michelle in the chat, and a handful of other people that just like I know that like to craft. So, you know, I'm on standby in case anybody needs help. And it's hard because I do most of my crafting at weird hours or sitting on the couch watching TV. But I wanted to do this today because I wanted to like get to know you guys, and I don't know, this is kind of like we're hanging out. So, yeah. So let's get back to this thing. So I have pulled the yarn through. So I made a knot here, and then I'm going to go through, pull the yarn through, and then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And basically what we're doing is we're making a square. So 3 of these chains will be part of the corner. Let me explain to you. So what I just chained on is this here, and then we're gonna do, this is 3, and then 2 is the chain here, and so we can do 3 here, let me just show you. It's just, I'm so bad at explaining this right now because I learned it for the first time yesterday. Michelle said in chat, I once tried to sew a swimsuit and ended up crying. Does that count? Yeah, it definitely does. There are a lot of failures in crafting, and I think that's part of the learning curve. So before I start talking again, I'm gonna yarn over, and then we're gonna go through and yarn over again. And we're actually gonna do full double crochets here. So we're gonna do 3 double crochets. Yes, that definitely counts. And yes, it's definitely just a small blanket, a tiny blanket, or perhaps I'll make a big blanket. Who knows? Just depends on how, wait, hold on, something went wrong here. How many squares I end up doing, or if I run out of this green yarn, I guess I'll just kind of have to make a decision. Okay. Okay, so as you can see here, this is like the corner. So we've done 3 little double crochets, and then we're gonna we don't need to chain anything. We're just gonna go and do the same thing into the next little gap. Fave knitting YouTuber for a beginner. I'd love to learn but found it tough. I think that Well Loved Knits on YouTube is really, really great resource. I actually tested, I don't even think I've tested one of her patterns for her, but she was the first pattern I got when I started knitting. And her instructions were just really, really clear, and she has really, really great video resources, and I'm a visual learner. So let me show you the sweater I knit from her pattern. As you can see, we've got 3 here, 3 here, and then I'm gonna move over here and create a corner. So let me show you the sweater I knit. This is the Cozy Mock Neck sweater, and it is so fun. Like I said, it was one of the first ones that I made, so let me explain to you the story behind this. All right, it is literally so chunky. I love the colorway. It is gorgeous, but oh my gosh, if you saw my what I made in 2021 video, you will know that this is so heavy. And the reason it's so heavy is because it is made from this super bulky yarn that was 2-ply. So what I did is I had used it for an arm knitting blanket, and the arm knitting blanket just ended up having really way too big of holes that I didn't really like it. So I unraveled it all, and then, so it was 2-ply, I had to unwind all of the 2-plies into 1-ply yarn. And this is definitely way bigger yarn than is recommended, and it's also super dense, so it's so heavy. But anyways, all that to say, this was a really great beginner knitting pattern. And it is, I think it depends. This was seamed together, which means I worked the front and the back and then put them together. There are patterns that are worked in the round and then, or worked from the top down. There are a lot of different ways to work up a sweater. However, this was the first thing I knit, and I found it relatively easy. So I would recommend Well Loved Knits on YouTube here. She's awesome. She makes really great tutorials and just really good tips and tricks. Also on Instagram. Yeah, I found her information really, really helpful starting out. Not to say that she's the only one, but she was one of my favorites. So I hope that is helpful for you. Swimsuits are super tough, and that being said, I have never sewn a swimsuit, but I plan to. I'm going to Mexico in April for my best friend's wedding, and I want to sew a swimsuit. I already have my fabric, so definitely going to post about that here on YouTube. Keep your eyes peeled. All right, Lena, good night. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, well, Denise, you are so welcome here. That is why we are having this stream, just because I like to talk about it too. And I really like to, share about some of the problems that I've encountered while crafting, or just some of the joys. It's all part of the process, and the girls who get it. And the girls who don't, you know? Okay, so let me show you how to do a corner. So this is where we're at. We have created 1, 2, 3. Now we need to make a corner because this is one of our sides. So we're just going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 3 more into this same hole. Oh, well, since you asked, Roan, what am I planning on bringing or sewing for the wedding? I am planning on, so my best friend doesn't have a bridal party, but she did suggest some colors I could wear. So I'm planning on making my dress for the wedding in this beautiful orange silk. Let me show you. Since you asked, it is so soft. Oh. I figured a bright orange silk, you just like, it's so nice, right? Do you guys have any pattern recommendations? Because I only have 2 yards, and I was thinking about doing, I don't know, I could do like a Rose Cafe bustier bodice situation with like a flowy skirt. But I don't know. Please, if you have any recommendations, leave them down below, because I should probably get started on it soon, considering we're leaving April 6th, and I'll be making a gown. And I will also be making a bathing suit or 2, and I'm hoping to make maybe a like beach cover up or something. I don't know. I'll probably wait until the last minute. It'll probably be stressful, and I'll probably film it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Okay. So here we are. We made our corner. It's beautiful. Then we're just gonna go into the next one, do 3 more. Yeah, but I kind of have, pretty ambitious when it comes to that sort of stuff. Oops, dropped stitch. But we'll see what actually happens. I'm really excited. Alex and I, my husband, we didn't go on a honeymoon just because we just wanted to be at home with our cats. And so we're doing a little trip afterwards as well. Which I'm excited about. Have y'all ever been to Mexico? I have not, but I'm excited to go. Oh, dropped another stitch because I'm going too fast. Okay, so I've thought about this because I know that silk would be so beautiful in a bias cut dress, or like a slip dress, like the Sicily slip dress I've seen a lot of people make. But I just don't know if it would look that good on my body. So I feel like something with a fitted bodice would be better, but maybe I could be convinced otherwise, because I've seen so many beautiful versions on other people. I haven't seen the that exact one, but I do feel like it would look best if I did a bias cut dress because of the fabric. And it's just like classic. I don't know. All right, I made my other corner. Just gonna keep working and reading the chat. So you guys let me know what you're up to. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day? Yes, well-loved knits. Very helpful indeed. I also just recently put a video of some beginner knitting patterns I really love, and there are a few of those in there that have really helpful YouTube channels as well. Or at least, patterns that I really trust, because a lot of times too, like another knit pattern wear maker that I love is Brenda Lamb, and she just includes so many great resources in the pattern. So when you encounter a new stitch or a new technique you might not have done before, she has a link in like her glossary that's really helpful. And that was really helpful for me as well, because I did do some test knitting for her and I was like, what the heck is a bubble stitch? But she linked to really helpful resources for me. So instead of having to like, you know, look on YouTube, she just linked all that stuff. Thanks. I think the yarn definitely did the work for me in terms of it being really cool. But I think working with, you know, bigger yarn is easier when you're first knitting, but I also think it can be kind of expensive. Ooh, that is very smart, Roan, who said, by the way, a tip for sewing with silk or satin, use spray starch to stabilize the fabric. Test how it affects the fabric before, but I had no issue. That's very smart, because Lord knows I'm gonna be like up the night before, like, oh, I gotta finish this dress, sewing silk for the first time. Okay, so remember when we put those 5 stitches over here? Oh no, something is coming on. Okay, remember when we put those 5 stitches here and then did 3? This counts as our 3 and then 2, so our corner and an extra stitch. So instead of putting 3 more in this corner, we're just gonna put 2 and then we're gonna connect it. All right, and then we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, count up, and then we're gonna go through that. We're gonna pull it through. All right. Okay, that's a little bit wonky, but it's okay. So that is the center of our square. You can leave them all this size, but I kind of like them bigger, just because I feel like whatever I end up making, it'll just be easier for it to be bigger. So what I'm gonna do is do that exact same thing of casting on 5, chaining 5, and then doing it into each little hole I made. So you can watch and I will talk to you guys in the chat. Matt said, trying to sew a zipper in for the first pair of trousers I'm making. Postponed it, but your lives give me strength. Zipper sewing should be done in groups, I feel. I definitely would agree, because they're not easy. I think you just have to like go for it. I've sewn quite a few zippers, but it wasn't until recently that I did an invisible zipper, and that was like a whole thing. But I will say, like, having the right foot for it definitely is a game changer, because if you don't have the right foot, your life is going to be more difficult than it should be. Oh, I meant to ask you guys, what have you guys been watching or listening to or reading? I just finished up the most recent book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, which I guess was a Court of Silver Flames. I just finished listening to that today. I also am reading A Woman in the Window, but I just finished the, what's it called? It's a V.E. Schwab trilogy, and it's called Gathering of Shadows, Conjuring of Magic, and oh no, this is gonna like make me go crazy. Hold on. Be right back. Hope you can hear my, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. That trilogy was awesome. I loved it. And yeah, I really liked it. So please let me know what you guys are watching, listening to, reading. I just finished Inventing Anna on Netflix. Oh, wait, hold on. I wasn't supposed to chain 2. And that was crazy. If you guys know the story of Anna Delvey at all. I thought it was a very interesting portrayal of that story, and I zoomed through that really fast. One of my favorite shows, Outlander. The new season comes out on March 6th, so I'm excited about that. Okay, so I have the yarn in my left hand, and the yarn is like sitting right here, and I've got it kind of like resting in my pinky and then kind of looped around my first finger, and that I've found helps me keep the tension nice. Is there still music playing? I just can't hear it quite as much because, yeah, I'm not in the live stream viewers. Yeah, I don't know if this is how everyone holds their yarn while crocheting, but it's pretty similar to how I hold my yarn while knitting. Speaking of knitting projects, I just cast on the I'm Obsessed jumper by Brenda Lamb with some really pretty kind of, I don't even know, like dark sage wool that I got from the same person I had to buy the extra yarn off of on Ravelry, and I'm excited about that, though I will not finish before it is absolutely too hot here in Georgia to wear it, so I will probably have to work on it through the summer. It'll be kind of a slower knit. Oh, I do find that crochet makes my hands hurt way more than knitting does. I have to like take breaks and like stretch my fingers. Also, take a sip of that drink. Chicken Biscuit says, "Hi Steph, happy Tuesday," which I thought it was Wednesday, but I'm glad you said Tuesday because it's 2/2/2/2/2. It's a momentous day. How cool is that? This is like one of the only times that we'll have this ever, you know? It's pretty special. They've been thinking about watching the show Undone on Amazon Prime. What is it about? Can you tell me a little bit about it? And then I have not watched the new season of Marvelous Miss Maisel, but I'm excited to watch it because I love that show. I love the costuming in it, and it's just really good. So I'm excited to watch that as well. Deepa said, "Oh, how long does it take you to knit a jumper?" And I don't know, it depends on the size yarn I'm using. If I'm using like bulky or like super chunky jumbo yarn, I don't know, a few weeks if I'm like really going for it. I don't know if I'm a fast knitter or a slow knitter, but I also don't like to rush. I don't like to be rushed, especially when it comes to something that's like supposed to be relaxing. With that being said, that means also I have an idea for something during the season it is applicable, like a sweater, and then I start it and then it's not done until it's like too late to wear it. Remember I finished this slip over right here like last March, and when I would wear it I was like, oh, it's too hot. But I've worn it quite a bit this winter, which has been nice. Yeah, and Deepa said, "I'm in Australia, so I have a few months before it gets cold." Okay, that's awesome, because I'm actually working on a sweater sewing pattern And this whole time I'm just like, oh man, it's taking me longer than I thought. But I'm really excited about releasing it. And I'm going to be relying kind of heavily on my Australian my Australian friends to want to sew the pattern, because it's going to be pretty likely that I make that sweater pattern available to you all like during the spring. Like, hey, let me sew up a sweater for the summer. Said nobody ever, but hopefully you will enjoy it, because I mean, seasons come and go, right? So it'll come back. And it is Wednesday somewhere, so that's nice. Okay, Michelle said, it used to hurt my hands too, and that's how I found out I was holding it too tight. I've definitely been holding it too tight the past few days. So I'm gonna like try to loosen up a little bit. I don't know if it's just like the tension I have to have with knitting is just a little bit tighter. But yeah, definitely I'm holding it way too tight. And Michelle said, I read The Awakening the other day. I loved it. Ooh, that sounds nice. What is it about? Karina, hello. And Deepa said, yes, please do. Okay, I'll still release it. I think I'm going to try to release it in the next couple weeks. I'm having it professionally graded by a professional. So I should be getting those pattern files pretty soon. I had to send it back for some revisions, and then I can send it out to some people to test for me, because I just filmed my video the other day, and then I can release it. So hopefully, you know, within the next month. Denise says, is YouTube your full-time job? No, I work freelance right now. I work kind of in the film industry, doing some broadcast engineering stuff. All this live stream stuff that you see here is actually like one of my trades, and I really enjoy it. But I would say I'm definitely trying to use all of my free time right now to put into YouTube and making content on YouTube and Instagram, you know, and hopefully that one day it can be self-sustainable, you know. That'd be kind of the dream. So currently, no, it's not my full-time job, but trying to treat it like it is, kind of manifest it into reality. I also want that jumper sewing pattern that you've been working on. Oh, the sweater? Yes, that one is gonna come out, don't worry. What pattern did you use for the slipover? I just bought yarn for another vest, but I'm loving those deep arm gaps, if that's even what you call it. I mean, yeah, sure, you can call it that. And it is the Holiday Slipover by Petite Knit. Petite Knit does not have inclusive sizing, and they've been kind of like weirdly vocal about not having inclusive sizing. So if you guys know any alternative slipover patterns, I know that there are some, I just can't think of any off the top of my head, that have kind of these deep armhole gaps, please leave it in the comments, because I don't want to like totally recommend them when they haven't been super thoughtful about inclusion. That being said, I did knit it up before I knew all that. But I do love the garment, and I'm glad I made it, because I learned a lot during construction. I learned how to do like, what's it called? Like this type of bind off that's really nice. And so I feel like any new pattern, you're just gonna like learn so much, and hopefully end up with something that you actually like and want to wear. All right, guys, we are almost done with this square. Can you believe that this is like taken this long? But it's okay, because we've been chatting, so it's fine. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've been watching. No, I've just been watching. Have you guys ever played the game Detroit Becoming Human, or Detroit Become Human? because I hadn't until I watched someone play through it. Actually, I still never played it. I've only watched people play it. So I watched this guy, Dylan is in Trouble, on YouTube, play through it. It was super funny. And then I stumbled upon the main actor from the video game playing the video game. And then I was like hooked. Him and his wife play together a bunch of video games, and they're just like so funny, so kind, really awesome to watch. And they mostly stream to Twitch, but they put all of their records on YouTube. And I've just been watching them play recently through Until Dawn. Again, I've watched them play through Until Dawn twice, but they're like super nice to watch, and it's just kind of like you're hanging out with friends. So that's what I've been watching recently. All right. So, like I said, we've done 2 here. So now we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, go through this, pull it through. We're gonna cut our yarn because we are donezo. Ta-da! You just like do a little bit of that. And we've got another granny square. And yeah, I think it turned out really cute. What do you guys think? They're all kind of different because, as you can tell, my tension is like, I'm still learning. What you can do also at the end is like tug on that magic loop, and it brings that circle in. Okay. All right, Michelle said, thanks for the chill midnight vibes. Good night. Good night. I'm so interested in like all these people who are in different time zones, and like, does this time work for everybody? Or would you prefer for it to be a little bit earlier? For me, you know, anything 4 hours before now is like good. And Michelle also gave me a little synopsis on the book that she read, which is really awesome. Oh, cool. I love a late quarter life crisis. Yeah, so that's kind of like the nice thing about crochet is like I've been talking to you guys and sipping on a cocktail, and it came together so fast. So I feel like I'll have enough to do something with in no time, which will be pretty cool. Like I already have this many. Well, these I did the other day while watching Euphoria. But as for the little flowers, I also tried the white in the center with the kind of tan flower, but I think the white petals definitely look better. What do you guys think? Yeah, this color of the yarn I think is so pretty. I think I just got it at a thrift store, but I really like it. I have no idea what color it is because it did not come with a, I don't know, wrapped up. So I'm pretty much just gonna make these until I have no more. And then whatever I need to fill in with, I will. You know what I mean? That's so crazy. Tinigron, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, says, for me, it's just past midnight. That's so crazy. Well, cheers to that. Get yourself a little midnight snack. And Deepa says it's 10 a.m. now for your Aussie audience. Ooh, and I know, yes, because I have a friend from Instagram who said that they were going to watch, her name's Lorraine, and she was like, I'm going to watch before I go teach, or I'll be getting ready to go teach, so I'll watch after, which is like super cool. So, all right. I'm also about to wrap this thing up. Roan said, I'm off too. It's getting pretty late. I'll send the dress pattern recommendation through Instagram if that's okay. Yes, I would love that. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, feel free to go follow me. It's SM Lennox. And yeah, and if you aren't subscribed, please do. Would love to have you stick around. I'm thinking about doing these kind of live streams maybe once a month or something, because it's super fun to hang out with you guys and just like take it slow, catch up, see what you're all up to. And yeah, and to that I say cheers. I hope that you guys enjoy the cocktail. I will come next time with a different cocktail. If you guys have any cocktail recommendations, definitely send those my way as well. And I will see you guys next time, I suppose. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night and stay crafty.